this man. They're standing everywhere. Oh my God!
If you want to enter our new Xbox and PS5 giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe and leave a comment. We'll be picking a subscriber to win out of the comments. The WWE has had some of the absolute most freak of nature athletes ever seen in not just professional wrestling, but sports in general. Vince McMahon definitely has a type, and the type tends to be very large and has a lot of meat packed on the muscle. Or muscle packed on the meat. Or both. Vince McMahon's just hungry looking at big men. From gargantuan monsters to athletic forces of nature, I'm D Wicked from Watch WWE, and here's 10 of the absolute biggest freaks of nature in WWE history. Number 10, Lars Sullivan. Well, you can't get away saying WWE and freak within the same sentence anymore without Mr. Sullivan showing up like a ridiculously proportioned Beetlejuice, so I may as well start with Lars. The one man on this list WWE actually trademarked the word freak for. Lars's real-life misdoings reflect his physical body like a pristine mirror because, yeah, the dude is a legitimate genetic freak. He may occasionally resemble a large baby that came out 6'3" and bearded, but those 330 pounds went into pure athletic ability, not went into pure muscle. But hey, at least he looks unique.
They were singing, "Freak show, freak show, everyone look at the freak show."
Number 9, John Cena. My man returned from a 9-month injury in like 100 days. Let's not sit here and pretend we didn't all know John Cena was making this list. Big match John did more than enough to earn himself such a nickname. While the general consensus on Cena is that he was shoehorned into his poster boy role far too soon, the man put in so much effort trying to fill those massive eyebrow-raising, rattlesnake-stomping boots of a Vince Golden Boy that he easily earns the award for biggest tryhard in the best possible way. John is an absolute beast of the gym and also any other room that he walks into. Jesus Christ, look at those muscles.
Oh, down goes Henry. Down goes Tom. Look at Cena.
Number 8, The Big Show. Some people are born with a John Cena drive to push themselves beyond their limits and achieve, Jesus Christ, look at those muscles level of muscles, while some men are just naturally given the goods. In Big Show's case, the naturally given goods came in the form of an extra 8 inches. But wording. The legit 7-foot tall wrestler would still make this list even if he was only notable for being that damn tall, mostly still due to being able to show up and wrestle a match in 2020 despite debuting in 1994. Over 25 years at over 7 foot tall, and this motherfucker used to do a moonsault? Yeah, Paul White, enjoy a spot on the list, my very, very large friend.
And now Lesnar. Trying to bury Big Show in the corner, and Big Show looking at Big Show.
Number 7, Braun Strowman. In comparison to some of the other names on this list, the 6'8" Braun Strowman might not even sound like that imposing of a figure. Of course, that's until you hear him bellow his own name and see him move his near 400-pound slab of beef body at deceptively quick paces. Braun might not exemplify freak per se, but he's pulled off some of the absolute most freak of nature stunts in all of WWE history, and he did most of them within like a 6-month window. Tipping ambulances, pulling down Raw sets, stiffing a Brock Lesnar only to no-sell a legit receipt punch from the Beast incarnate. Braun's had some of the most legit tough guy moments in all of wrestling history, and all he had to do to get us hyped was toss his hands in the air and yell, "Braun!" Number 6, Keith Lee. While Braun does look a bit more physically imposing, he definitely cannot do the things that the Limitless One can. Keith Lee falls right into that Bray Wyatt and Samoa Joe camp of having a belly and still being able to move like lightning, but those two still aren't even close to pulling off the moves of one Mr. Lee. Sorry, Brody. Seriously, there's no human reason that a man that looks like Keith Lee should be able to pull off moonsaults, corkscrew planches, springboard crossbodies, but more importantly, hit them not only beautifully, but safely every single time. The man moves like a cruiserweight in lengthy bursts, and at 340 pounds, that just doesn't sound legal. Now let's all bask in his glory and watch him commit murder via Spirit Bomb.
Oh, here we go! Spirit Bomb! Cover! Keith Lee advances to the triple threat.
Number 5, Scott Steiner. Not all freaks come natural. Big Papa Pump might be one of the most jarring nicknames in wrestling history, but damn if it's not fair. The dude clearly hits the gym on the frequent. While he might be one of the most obvious cases of steroids usage in all of wrestling, with even his muscles having muscles, you gotta give Steiner credit for also being one of the all-time great freak promos of the sport. Oh, you didn't see that one coming. Freak doesn't just apply to wrestler physique, athletic ability, or form habits, still looking at Lars, but it can also apply to their talking ability, and wow, does Scott Steiner not know how to properly string together sentences. No disrespect here, Pump, I'd be screwed were it not for Google Docs, but at least when I go on bizarre mathematic tirades, it's not in front of millions live.
You take your 33 and a third chance, minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at sacrifice.
Number 4, The Undertaker. I just want to remind everyone now that The Undertaker is 55 years old, and arguably the greatest wrestling match of all time involved him in it a decade ago, or 11 years ago, one or the other. 45, 44 years old, standing at a crisp 6'10", and somehow putting out the best performances of his career on a WrestleMania-ly basis. Despite being an easy Hall of Fame contender already by the time his dead man persona returned all the way back in 2004, 16 bloody years ago, Taker then stepped toward his 40s and somehow managed to put on the best work of his career consistently. He's not even a freak for how big of a big spoopy gravedigger he is, but for defying the aging process for just about a f***ing decade.
Michael's caught! Stone! Pile driver! My second! Michael's caught in midair!
Number 3, Goldberg. Just quickly insert that clip of Goldberg hoisting up old Big Show and just holding them there for a full slice of pizza's worth time before finally dropping the fellow freak of nature to realize just how much power lives inside the gold bones. Bill Berg, to the surprise of almost no one, got his athletic start as a defensive tackle before turning his offensive tackle into the scariest professional wrestling move of all time. Seriously, if I could pick any one move to never have done to me, it's gonna be the spear. Not from Edge, not from Christian, specifically from this jacked up Avenger.
Look at the size of this man.
They're standing everywhere! Oh my! He's got it!
Oh my God.
Number 2, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. Honorable mention to Kurt, by the way. Vince McMahon absolutely deserves to make it on this list, and you're kidding yourself if you disagree. Vincent Kennedy is currently 75 years old, and he's more ripped than your entire family combined, alright? He's been in Muscle and Fitness cover shape since actually making the cover of Muscle and Fitness, and hasn't skipped a single leg day since. The real reason Vince makes it so high isn't just because of his physique, but the fact he's managed to maintain that physique whilst also handling pretty much every aspect of WWE still to this day in some regard, still being the green light for the entire creative process, and crucially, according to multiple sources, getting borderline no sleep. We are talking the 2 to 4 hour range here, folks, and the man is, I repeat, 75! There's freaks of nature, and then there's freaks of corporate, and Vince is walking right between the lines.
Vince just did it. Off the platform, 10 feet high. No problem.
And number 1, James, is Brock Lesnar. It's so obviously Brock Lesnar. There could only ever be one number 1 on this list. I can't think of a single athlete, let alone fellow pro wrestler, who can move the way Brock Lesnar can at his ridiculous size. Getting his start in amateur wrestling and breaking into pro wrestling, able to hit shooting star presses while also suplexing 350-pounders, Brock just stormed his way through WWE. Maybe had the best endurance in company history. He also has unfathomable power, deceptively quick bursts of speed, and the ability to keep the big moves coming in the biggest of matches, has Brock Lesnar easily, seriously, easily taking this top spot.
You don't run across too many Brock Lesnars in a lifetime that has the size, the strength,
And those are the 10 biggest freaks of nature in WWE history. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below. After liking the video, subscribe to the channel, and notifications, ring that bell.